and Savage.
Gary, as you look at the start of the fourth quarter, what was the difference there, and what were some of the areas where your team struggled to start the fourth period?
We didn't string together some stops, a few loose balls, a couple blown transition coverages, and just communication running back is a game changer really to get them back in the game.
Josh Robbins, The Athletic.
Gary, did you sense at the start of the fourth that Charlotte ramped up its defensive pressure?
Yeah, I mean, they their guards started picking Cole up, really trying to get really into him, and some of our sets got pushed out further from the 3-point line when we try to execute some things. But overall, I think it just their pressure really didn't impact much. It was just more so self-inflicted things that we could have done to give ourselves a chance to win.
Eric Wilson.
Hey, Gary, very short turnaround time for you guys. Is that a good thing for you right now? Or, would you rather have a day or two to kind of correct the mental errors that may have existed tonight?
I think it's just the way of the NBA as a whole, this year very uniquely, but typically, you got so many games that you have to do your homework on it, fix the small things that we have to correct, things like running back and communicating and finish possessions. It's not much you can, draw up or watch on film. It's more so, just being able to just execute and do what you're supposed to do when you're out there. So, I mean, either way, I guess it's good to, have a quick turnaround, but at the same time, those are small things that, professionals are supposed to expected to do on every night, regardless of how many games and et cetera.
Dan Savage, OrlandoMagic.com.
Gary, just talk about how you stay ready, whether you're coming off the bench, whether your minutes are low, or whether you're playing. I think 35 minutes tonight in this starting lineup. How do you stay ready and prepared for all those type of situations?
I think it's just been my journey so far in the NBA, just always being ready. No matter if it's 2 minutes, it's 35 minutes. Just always just being ready and trying to make an impact. Whether it's defensively or making shots and spreading the floor. I just conditioning, always staying on top of it. I think guys lose themselves when you're not playing for so long. You don't know, so guys don't stay as sharp. I think one of the main things for me was just to, I don't, the last time I didn't come in the gym on an off day to, get shots up to, make sure, I wasn't making them in the game, but just to stay crisp and ready so that when I do get an opportunity, I'm not, flat.
Roy Perry, Orlando Sentinel.
Gary, obviously you would like a performance like tonight to come in a victory, but can you just talk about how it felt to see some shots go in for you and what that does for your confidence moving forward?
It was big. I've struggled the first part of the season pretty heavily. I kind of stopped looking at the basket. I kind of said it at halftime. I'm not, I'm not the type of player that can just be out there and defend. I struggle on, the defensive end sometimes, and I'm well in other places defensively, but, my defense, I'm not a lockdown defender to be out there just to play defense. My key to me playing is spreading the floor and knocking down shots. So, I can't, I had to just keep getting the reps and, start looking at the rim and just, being super ultra aggressive. And, our guys are, constantly, that's the first thing people say to me. It's not many things other than just shoot it, G, let it fly. Evan always says, just let it fly, G, let it fly.
Okay, we have time for one more question. We will go to Josh Robbins, The Athletic.
Yes, Gary, obviously the road trip was a tough one. The injuries were tough. Tonight was a tough loss. How is the spirit of the guys in the locker room and their will to keep fighting through this?
I think it just shows, the way we're trending, how we're approaching the game, especially the games leading up until tonight. You know, tonight was, you know, the way Magic basketball you guys are used to seeing. You know, us executing defensively, getting stops. You know, basketball, the ball's flowing on offense. You know, all the way up to the fourth quarter. You know, tonight was just kind of we got away from the things that, you know, got us to have a cushion early on, and, you know, things that like rebounding and matching up in transition, those things, you know, our spirits are, you know, I think we're more frustrated at the fact that we allow those small things to take this win away from us, and not so much, you know, being down. I think it's just totally like our spirits are, you know, in a good place because we were building with all the injuries and everything that's going on within the Magic. Our team is just, you know, we showed fight on the road, and we, you know, tonight we should have won, and it's just kind of we're trending in the right direction.
Thank you.
Thanks, Gary.